Hey guys, it's Scott here from Horse Racing Daily, and tonight we're going to go over if Bourbon War can win the Belmont Stakes. And he's by Tapit, of course, and I think they have 100% in the money success rate for finishing in the Belmont. I could be wrong, but I'll try to look back from the last few years, and I haven't seen a Tapit that's finished out of the money. So they got that going for him, and he's a decent horse. He broke his maiden last year at Aqueduct, then raced in the Remsen Stakes. Finished fourth, but that was a paceless race. And then came back in an allowance optional claiming race at Gulfstream, beat Cutting Humor, who went on to win the Sunland Derby. Then came back and ran in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Finished second, where it looked like if the race would have won another 10 feet, he would have won. And that's the first race we'll get into. You had Hidden Scroll, who had that dominating performance on the Pegasus undercard that went off as I think the 6-5 favorite, and you had Code of Honor who finished second in the Kentucky Derby. So you had a decent quality field. You had Gladiator King who's went on to win a few stakes races, and the pace is going to heat up really hot in this race. They go as fast in the opening fractions as the sprint race with Recruiting Ready on the card. So they were definitely flying up front. 22.80 for the opening quarter. And I think the half's going to go in under 46, like 45-4. But asking a horse like Hidden Scroll to keep pressing with those fractions like that and expect to win, that's just too much. You had Vekoma, who's sitting third right now. He went on to win the Bluegrass. And this race sets up just really nice for Bourbon War. He's one of those one-run closer types. He's going to make his move from the back of the pack. He's going to need some pace in front of him. If he doesn't get the pace, he's not going to do good. But see, they're going to run 110.42 for the 3/4, and Hidden Scroll just put away Gladiator King. Code of Honor's coming up the rail. It's the one horse. And here comes Bourbon War from the back of the pack. Now he's the number 4 horse. And right when they hit this turn at the top of the stretch, he's going to just start really coming. And it looks like he's going to potentially catch Code of Honor and just runs out of ground. But he's definitely flying. But he had a lot of pace to run into. So that was he done what he was supposed to do in that race. And we'll come to the Fountain of Youth card. Let's see, they ran 22.80, 45.69, 110.42, a mile and 136 for 143.85. And this race was 3-year-old females. They ran 24.21, 47.41, 112, 124.26, and 136.83. So they were definitely going at a lot slower pace in that race. I'll find the race with Recruiting Ready. Here's another one, 3-year-old maiden special weight. A lot of these horses raced against Hidden Scroll in that Pegasus. Undercard would see 24.03, 48.56, 112.80. Just a lot slower fraction than these other races. And here it is, Recruiting Ready, 22.56, 45.26, 57.09, 109.53. So they were running basically sprint fractions in the Fountain of Youth. So you got to chalk up Bourbon's War's win to that. And then now we'll move on to the Florida Derby. And he's going to be the 4 horse once again. And this race sets up the complete opposite of the Fountain of Youth. This was basically a paceless race set by Maximum Security, who's a very good horse. You still had Code of Honor in this race. And they're going to run the slowest fractions on the card, which I'll show you in the race charts after this. They're going to run like 24.5 and almost 49-second half mile. So Bourbon War had no chance to win this race. Hidden Scroll's the one horse. They were trying to take him off the pace to try to see if they could get into the Derby, but I guess he's the type that needs to lead and to do good. I don't know. But see, 24:42, then the half was going to be ran in 48:98, I think is the official time. But you're going to see towards the end of the race that Bourbon War is going to make a good move to get into contention, but Maximum Security is just going to have too much left. Bourbon War is going to flatten out at the top of the stretch, and I thought maybe he had a chance to get third, but Code of Honor is the number 9 horse, and he catches the inside trip, whereas Bourbon War has to go wide, and I think that might have been the difference between Bourbon War getting third. I'd have liked to have seen him get third just to be able to run in the Kentucky Derby. I think he would have been a potentially good long shot pick. But you see, he's like 5 or 6 wide, and here's Code of Honor just up the rail, and Bourbon War's still going to keep trying. Here's Bodie Express right here chasing Maximum Security, who's still a maiden. But that race just completely went against Code of Honor and Bourbon War. And I'll show the Fountain of Youth card for that day. Finished in 148.86, 24.42, 48.98, 112.90, 136.34. I guess the key race to compare to on the card is probably the 4th race of the day, because Prince Lucky ran in that race, and he's beat some of the older horses that went on to run at Oaklawn Park and the fairgrounds. Let's see, he sets 24:14, 47:04, 111:31. So they go a lot faster in this race. The mile in 135:21. So you can see that the pace for the Florida Derby was just a lot slower. And I thought in the Preakness, which we'll get onto next, that Bourbon War had a chance. I thought the pace was going to heat up to be really fast. He seemed like an interesting new shooter. He is one of my picks because I just thought the Florida Derby just went so much against him, and he had been working out at Belmont, and just to see him try to bring him over, I thought that was going to be a positive. They put blinkers on him, which I found out afterwards that that's a poor trainer move for Mark Henning. So I guess if I'd have known that beforehand, that might would have changed my mind. I don't know. But he'll be the number 2 horse in the Preakness Stakes. And he's not going to do much running at all. War Will's going to win this race. He's the 1 horse on the inside. But Bourbon War just goes to the back of the pack, and seeing or hearing Irad Ortiz's comments, he said that Bourbon War was never in the bridle. So I guess I don't think he's as bad as what he's going to run here. But I don't think he's quite as good as what he showed in the Fountain of Youth. I think that win was very pace-oriented. So probably somewhere's in the middle. I think overall the Belmont Stakes field has turned out to be kind of a weak field. I think it's down to just 2 or 3 horses who I think really stand out. And there is a few question marks with those, like War Wills ran in both of the Triple Crown races. How will he hold up in the Belmont, which I'll have a video coming up on him next. I'm going to kind of rapid fire these videos out tonight. But Bourbon War is the 2 horse, of course, and when they turn, I'll show where he is. He's right there in the white. Right there with the red and the white. And like I said, he's just not going to do any running. And maybe in the Belmont, because that's where he's been training, I think he'll like that track a little bit more. If he finished I don't think he's going to win, but I think he could finish 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. I think he's going to like the Belmont track, and it might be foolish to try to go at it with a horse again, but I don't know. I think he's better than what he's shown here, a lot better. But I'm definitely going to include him in some exactas. trifectas, superfectas. Can't really count out a Tappet in the Belmont. But that's my opinion of Bourbon War, guys. And thanks for watching.